Well, I guess let's just wait a minute and see if we have any members of the public join us, because if we don't, then going back over the content is not necessary, because I think we all already saw the content at the last meeting. Does that sound right? Okay. Well, let's wait a minute or two. Welcome to our first all virtual ZIAB meeting, at least for a while. I don't remember the last time we did this, or if we've ever done this. So exciting times. Looks like it's just us. All right, well, I'll open up to public comment. Nobody here. Should we wait since this is meant to be a public meeting? We should continue. Okay. Let's move on to the first agenda item. So, which is public hearing and possible vote on special town meeting articles 1 and 2 relating to the Chestnut Hill Commercial Overlay District and associated agreements. Maybe we could start, Michael. Could you give us a quick update on what happened last night at the select board meeting?
Sure. Last night at the select board meeting, the select board continued their public hearing and discussion of special town meeting 1 warrant articles 1 and 2. Meredith Mooney, who is the Director of Economic Development within the Planning Department, gave a brief summary of recent changes and the history of amendments for the zoning, which included zoning changes to the zoning that came primarily from staff improvements, a group of changes from Janice Kahn, representing neighbors, worked out in agreement with City Realty, and then a group of changes that were mostly provided by Dick Benka, in order to tighten up some of the language with regarding to maintaining commercial percentages. And other aspects of ensuring that buildings get built. There was not significant discussion at the select board level, primarily due to the late hour, but there were a few questions about the amendments. We addressed those questions. There were some comments about the memorandum of agreement that had some changes as well, again, mostly coming from conversations between Janice Kahn and City Realty, and some things that came from staff. I don't think there were any other comments of substance. And there was one comment from the public from Sadaf Kazmi, who read a statement on behalf of her and 2 other members of the Expenditures and Revenues Study Committee in support of the project.
That's great. So today, the plan is that we should there's a possible vote, public hearing, possible vote. So the question is, if there are no members of the public here, how do we want to spend our time? I did put together a 3-minute speech that has been reviewed by Michael and Bill and Kathleen. So thank you for your time and efforts and edits. We could go over that. Did that get sent out at all before this meeting? I don't know that it did.
No.
No. Okay.
Nick.
Oh, sorry.
You do need to formally open the public meeting and ask for comments, and then close the public hearing, and then ask for comments and close the public hearing.
And since I've never done that, what's the language for that?
I'm opening the public hearing for special town meeting warrant articles 1 and 2. At this time, if there are any members of the public who would like to make a comment, please do so.
I'm opening the public hearing for special town meeting articles 1 and 2 relating to Chestnut Hill Commercial Overlay District and the associated agreements. If there are any members of the public who would like to make a public comment, please do so right now. Deafening silence. Excellent. And now, do I just close the public meeting?
Yes, I
There's no
closed
members
the
of the public
public
who are
hearing.
here. Okay, great. Let's do that. I don't think I'm ever going to remember all of this stuff. It's just not the way my brain works. I'd have to have like a crib sheet written down for everything. So that requirement satisfied. Now we can go into discussion. Does that sound right? Okay.
Mhm.
So we had a document we put together.
So Nick, I would make the suggestion that you take 3 minutes and read it, because I think there's a real advantage to people not having read it in advance. Kathleen and I have, Michael has, but
I think that's a good idea.
it's worth the 3 minutes, and I think it would be helpful for us to build toward a vote.
I will note that
Is the audience of this is whom?
town meeting.
Town meeting, thank you.
And I did read it, and I did make sure that it was under 3 minutes. I will note that a couple of edits have gone in that I think make it slightly longer. And so I may have to trim it a little bit, but okay.
Question?
Yes.
So what relationship is the statement you're about to read to, this is, I think, just your verbal statement. There also has to be a report, a written report.
So staff are working on a draft of the written report, but I just, Nick sent me the verbal statement just an hour before this meeting. So I haven't had time to look at the two side by side yet. But I'm working on a draft for the write-up.
Thank you.
Shall I start?
Yes.
Okay. My name is Nick Caramello. I'm the chair of the Zero Emissions Advisory Board, speaking on behalf of the Zero Emissions Advisory Board. The Zero Emissions Advisory Board supports the Chestnut Hill Commercial Overlay District and authorizing the Select Board to enter into a memorandum of agreement with City Realty. Town meeting passed the fossil free fuel bylaw almost unanimously. We adopted the Municipal Opt-in Specialized Stretch Energy Code, the most stringent building standard in Massachusetts. Every new building and every major renovation needs to meet those high standards. Every building in this development, residential and commercial, is required to meet it. For the residential buildings, that means passive house certification or an equivalent high performance pathway under the specialized code, super insulation, near total air tightness. It means heat recovery ventilation required for multifamily buildings over 12,000 square feet. For the hotel, medical, office, and retail, roughly 420,000 square feet of commercial space, it means the commercial stretch code's enhanced envelope and HVAC performance. The climate value of this project comes from more than just the standards. Denser housing uses less energy per household than detached single-family construction, which occupies 3/4 of Brookline's residentially zoned land. The overlay district is also transit adjacent, walking distance from the Green Line with bus service, and embedded in a walkable commercial node with grocery, restaurants, and other amenities. That kind of location reduces per household vehicle miles. Transportation is Massachusetts' largest source of emissions. The overlay zoning adds requirements for tree canopy and publicly accessible open space and provides incentives for incorporating cool roofs, bioswales, and rain gardens. Meeting Brookline's 2050 zero emissions goals will require transforming nearly every building in Brookline, roughly 29,000 housing units, most of which were built before 1980, before modern energy standards. Meeting our emission goals will require a lot of difficult and expensive change. The City Realty development will result in 246 residential units built to an environmental standard that almost no other building in town can match. At no cost to the town, with no need for residents to go through difficult renovation projects, and with a projected net positive financial impact for the town. ZIAB has provided City Realty with detailed feedback on their sustainability memo. We are pushing several items that they have under consideration, including LEED Gold and Passive House certification, a geothermal feasibility study, and whole building embodied carbon tracking towards firm commitments. We're also advocating for solar PV development beyond solar-ready roof zones, EV charging coverage above code minimums, and stronger pedestrian, bicycle, and transit connection improvements at the site. Those recommendations are not preconditions for our support of the articles. We will pursue these improvements alongside approval. ZIAB enthusiastically recommends favorable action on special town meeting warrant articles 1 and 2. Thank you. There are a couple of things in there I'll definitely change because the wording is awkward. And you don't notice it when you read it as much as when you speak it, but it's a bit of a tongue twister.
I have one comment. Nick, thanks for doing that. It was really good. I kind of echoing what my comment at the last meeting. I don't know that there's a great understanding in general in the community about the climate benefits and efficiency benefits of denser multi-family housing. You say it in one sentence, but it could be worth taking time from, for example, going through the list of systems, in a fossil fuel free specialized building code if you're short of time, and adding some content explaining this to the community, because it's not, we always talk about transit, sector efficiencies, but we don't talk about denser housing to date. Maybe that starts to change. But this could be an opportunity to educate the community about this, because it's a growing climate argument for denser, I mean, it's more widely recognized. People are talking about it more at RMI and, different places. And so this could be a great opportunity to kind of introduce the concept and with a little more meat on it in the 3 months.
Appreciate that. Does anyone else have any other comments?
You were about, I think, 12, somewhere between 12 and 15 seconds over. So
Yeah.
bring the time.
And I'm not planning on reading any faster than that, because otherwise it becomes a jumble of words, right? So I think I do need to trim it a little bit, which is fine. Just to give you a sense of the message I'm trying to get across that's separate from the specifics of these warrant articles. Denser housing, Patty, is certainly one of them, right? That we will have to have a lot of change is certainly one of them, right? Because I think I personally feel that the town is a little bit allergic to change. This is a big change. This is something that change is one of them. That we are being thoughtful about cost, that we, ZIAB, are being thoughtful about cost, that this is a consideration that we have in here, is also something I want to get across. So there's a couple of different kind of narrative points I'm trying to hit outside of the specifics. And of course, most importantly, we have high standards, right? Anything that meets these high standards is a good thing from an environmental perspective, right? So that's the kind of narrative stuff I wanted to get to. I don't know how you guys feel about those being the important narrative points, or if there's something else we should add. I don't think we have, we'd have to replace something because we don't have more time, but. Nothing, by the way. Oh, Werner, you're muted.
Sorry, I just said, I think it's very good. I don't have comments.
Okay. All right, I'll tighten up.
The accompanying report could be a place to build out some meat on the bone about denser housing too, Alexandra, thinking.
That would be good. That's the right place to have it if we're gonna have something.
I will certainly share it with Michael and Nick for input, but is there someone else on the ZIAB team that would like to be an editor of that?
Well, I've been working with Kathleen and Bill on this so far, so if one of them wants to volunteer, that would be great.
Kathleen,
I nominate Kathleen.
There have been a couple of votes on this topic in the last year and a half, which I could forward to Bill,
Yeah.
Kathleen.
Yeah,
Yeah, Kathleen, if you want to do that, that'd be great.
Yeah,
I'd love that. Yeah. Okay, well, that's the whole thing. It will be slightly different because it has to be slightly slower. It will be less of a tongue twister because I don't want to make a fool of myself in front of town meeting. Did anyone notice that my voice becomes more Scottish when I read stuff?
I
I
thought
did.
I thought it sounded like a Geordie.
I discovered when I was at some point, I read I think something to a girlfriend of mine at some point, an English girlfriend, and she's like, "What just happened?" So it's become weaker over time, but I have a tendency to go much more back to my roots when I read out loud.
You think you're
Anyway.
back in school.
Something, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, in my comment too, from having spoken a few times in town meeting, is to, to make sure that you come in at 2 minutes and 45 seconds, partly because, what's best is if I always write out a full thing, but then, I read it a bunch of times to make it sound more like vernacular. And then I find that as I do it here and there, add a phrase, I'll say, something like, well, we all know that, or, it's something that gets added in, and that really makes people listen more. There's no, people really don't listen when somebody's up there just reading, right? I mean, to the extent that you can write something out and then make it sound like you're just saying it, but that often means that you end up adding a little bit. So you really need to shave down the written part, and also allows you to relax a little more if you know you're going to come in a little under the time.
Yeah, I think that's good. I also think that pausing is more impactful than ripping through something.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. Okay, well, this is good. We might be able to give everyone 40 minutes back if there's nothing else on the agenda.
Well, you need to
Well,
vote.
We need to vote,
Yeah.
that's right. Thank you for
I-
that. We also need a motion.
I would like to make the motion. I would like to move that ZAB formally endorse. Is that the word?
Recommend favorable
Recommend.
action.
Recommend favorable action is what I meant. Yep.
Yes.
For special town meeting warrant articles 1 and 2 regarding the Chestnut Hill development proposal, zoning proposal.
Michael, would you like that to say favorable action on the select board's motion?
Yes. Yes.
So I move Zia recommend favorable action on the select board's motion
Yeah.
for special town meeting warrant
Right.
articles 1 and 2. Okay.
Took the words right out of my mouth. Yes.
Perfect.
But
Or
Yes.
put
The
them in your mouth,
amendments-
as the case may be.
Do you think there'll be more amendments proposed, Michael? Any idea?
Do I think the full AC is taking up the articles on tomorrow night, and as I tell my kids, the odds are 50%.
Mhm.
So there may be or there may not.
Okay.
I'm not sure what they
Would we change anything if they did?
Would you change anything?
Would we change our favorable action to something beyond the select boards? Like, would it change our actions if AC took something up?
I don't think it needs to. No.
Yeah. Okay. Do we have a second on Bill's motion?
Second,
Okay, all in favor. I'm going to call you out because we're on Zoom. I'm going to do you as you appear. Werner,
yes.
Alan,
Yes.
Patty,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
Kathleen,
Yes.
Nick, yes. Unanimous. Great. Did you like that, Alexandra? Little smile on your face.
Nick, yeah.
Yeah, well. Great.
Michael may have a smile on his face too, I think.
Yes, well, it's just another board with unanimous. We got EDAB, one person abstained on the planning board. We got the HAB, the select board, and the ZAB all voting unanimous. And then the AC subcommittee was split 3-3.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That
And
is
tomorrow they take it up. They take up the select board motion tomorrow.
Yeah.
AC.
The full AC does.
Yeah.
Right, with no recommendation from the subcommittee because they split 3-3.
Interesting.
Yep.
Okay. do we have any other business today? Alexander, is it, oh, Bill?
Can we clarify or confirm all of the currently scheduled upcoming ZIAB meeting dates and times?
Yes, I was just about to do that, Bill.
Okay.
So thank you all. Sorry for the scheduling changes. So today's meeting is obviously remote, check. Then we have a meeting scheduled for next Wednesday, the 6th. That's a new meeting that's scheduled at 5 o'clock. And that is our typical hybrid meeting. Tonight, you will receive an email from me with a link to the final draft of the Climate Action and Resiliency Plan. So folks will have a week to take a look at that. And then in your meeting materials that you'll get on Monday, I'll have a draft letter of support for you all to take a look at that we would like to include in the final version of the plan, assuming that ZIAB is supportive of the plan. So that is the May 6th meeting. There is no meeting on May 13th. And there is no meeting on May 20th. So we have 2 weeks in a row there where we won't have a meeting. So then our next meeting will be on May 27th. Because that is town meeting, we will start at 4 o'clock. And I will just say, if we don't have a time sensitive or full agenda, happy to, and I'm sure Nick is, but talk to Nick and possibly either make that only an hour meeting, make that a fully remote meeting, or cancel that meeting. Because I know town meeting is a marathon for all of us. So that is the schedule as it stands.
And then June 17th would be the subsequent meeting based on the current
There's
schedule.
one for June 3rd still on my calendar.
Yeah, I have that too.
Yep, me too.
Yep, so June 3rd is still scheduled at this time. I think it probably will be, if we meet on the 27th, then we probably won't meet on the 3rd. If we don't meet on the 27th, we will meet on the 3rd. So I think
Is there something that we know that we have for the agenda for the 27th at this point? I would suggest that we just cancel the 27th because it's in the middle of town meeting and there's a lot of town meeting members in ZIAB, and just plan on meeting on the 3rd unless there is a reason to do something other than that.
The 3rd might also be a town meeting day.
yeah.
But that's a might as opposed to a will, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
Yes. Back to your 50-50 or whatever your odds are.
What do people like that idea or not?
Yeah, there's nothing up for the agenda. Makes sense.
Well, we don't know yet because, I mean, to be honest, I think everyone's focused on the CARP. That's the next big thing for us to get out. And I personally feel like we're waiting for that a little bit, which is fine. It's not really slowing us down. It's just, this is the next big thing. So a little pause after doing the CARP stuff wouldn't be the end of the world. And maybe it would give us an opportunity to reflect on what that means for us, because we can look at the CARP and we can start saying, well, this is our plan for, you know, the next period of time. Let's take a couple of weeks. Let's read through it. Let's come back and talk about what this means.
Well, when does the select board vote on it?
We're planning to bring it to the select board on May 19th.
Okay, so hopefully it'll be final.
Yeah.
If we did have a June 3rd meeting, it would also be 4 o'clock, or would that depend?
It's currently set at 5.
Right, but as a town meeting possible day, I don't know, but
If it's a town meeting day, then we would, I think, move that to 4.
because we may not know that until the day before.
I think
If it
the
works for
TNMs,
folks, we can just move it at 4, and then regardless of if there's town meeting or not, we can just meet at 4.
that sounds right. I mean, this is really a TNM thing. Is you guys have town meeting 2 weeks back to back. I don't think we need ZIAB meetings 2 weeks back to back at that time with everyone else being busy. Which day would you guys prefer?
The
The
3rd.
3rd.
Okay, done. 3rd at 4 p.m.
Great.
I think
Okay. We will cancel the calendar, the invite for the 27th, And we will see you on the June 3rd at 4 p.m. But before that, we will see you on May 6th at 5 p.m.
Yeah,
And-
and yeah, I think you guys keep the, if the homepage for ZEB has the meeting schedule, I think you guys keep it updated.
Yeah.
So we can always, we need a reminder, check there.
And then Alexandra, I think that for that meeting, it would make sense for us to have like a first post-CARP meeting to do a sort of what's next CARP kind of conversation. We can talk about the details before that though.
Good.
Smashing. I'm excited for town meeting, for everything else.
Yeah.
So
Me too. Thank you all. This was really
we need a motion to
Move
wrap
to
up the meeting,
adjourn.
right? To
Move to
adjourn.
adjourn.
I second. All in favor, starting with Werner,
Aye.
Alan,
Yes.
Patty,
Aye.
Bill,
Yes.
Kathleen,
Yes.
and Nick. Yes.
Okay.
Great.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks,
Thank you.
everybody.
All right.